Parking bays can be edited individually or collectively using bay styles. In my design drawing, I will use parking bay properties to change display features of the parking bay and to add disable bays into my parking rows. First, I will change a few of the display features on my parking bays. I would like to connect my bay side lines to the end lines so there is no longer a gap between the two. I would also like to remove the T markings at the end of the side lines, and finally I would like to change the color used to display the parking bays. To edit the bay properties, I can select a parking row from the drawing, and then on the parking panel I can select edit parking bay. Blue square will display inside of the parking bay from within the road that I initially selected. If I click inside one of the blue boxes, this will display red. If I left click that item, it will display now inside of the parking bay properties. It will tell me the bay type that is currently being used on that bay. I can change the type by clicking on a drop list, or I can edit the bay type by clicking the ellipsis button. Here I can see the name of my bay type. I can create duplicate or edit any of the bay types on my system. I'll select the bay type called normal, and then down below I'll see a few of the sub styles. I have bay marking style, a safety zone style, and a base symbol that are associated with this title. The edits that I want to make that are here right here in the bay marking. I can see right now it's using an option called default, and that's the only option I have on my system. If I want to add a new style, I can click the ellipsis button. I can create a new style by using the duplicate or new, or I can just modify the existing. In my case, I'm just going to modify the existing. So I'm going to select the default, and down below I can turn on or off option that I would like to have visible for that pay marking. For example, in my case, I want to remove that small gap that I see between the side line and the end line. So I'm going to come over here in the side line offset, and I'm going to reduce this value to 0. I can hit OK. That will save in the style. I hit OK here to save it in the bay type. Then I hit OK one more time to update my drawing. You'll see that the update will apply to the parking routes that I'm currently editing. Now if you want to perform another edit, I need to pick one of the bays in the parking rows again. It will load its property back into the dialog box. Once again, I can come up here to the bay type and click ellipsis button. I want to go into the bay marking again because I want to remove those crossing symbols at the end of my parking bay. So in the bay marking, I'm going to use ellipsis button to edit the default style. Here inside of my bay marking, I'm going to turn off the sideline T markings. I don't want them visible. I'll select OK in the bay type and OK on the bay properties. I can see how that changed my drawing on screen. Now the last edit that I want to perform is to incorporate my CAD settings into the base style. So I'm going to pick over here just one of the base and load its property back into the dialog box. I can click the ellipsis button here to go now into the bay type and back into the style. To incorporate my CAD setting, I want to go down to the bay marking and I want to edit the default style by clicking the ellipsis button. Here I will see I have my side lines that are visible and my base lines. Both of these lines are using the same style as indicated with this check mark here. I'm going to click this option to specify my CAD settings. Currently the color of my side lines and bay line are yellow. I'm going to change that to orange. I'm going to select OK. To see this on my screen, I need to save the style and then I need to save the bay type. Then I click OK on the properties dialogs and I can see that it updates in my drawing. Now to have this update the other parking rows in my drawing, I need to get back into the edit way. To do this, I'm going to pre-select the parking row. This time, I'm going to go up to the parking panel and I'm going to select edit parking bay. Notice that you don't have to make edits whatsoever. It will automatically update because all of the changes I made were to the normal default style. I'm going to go ahead and close the dialog box. And now to keep these changes, I can simply click save. Now I'd like to add some disabled parking bays into my parking lot design. To do this, I need to select a parking row from the drawing, then go up to the parking panel and select Edit Parking Bay. I can select one of the bays from the drawing file by clicking the blue box and loading its property into my dialog box here. The bay type that's currently used in this normal default, I can switch this to the disabled bay style. I want to see all of the style nested under it. I can look down below. If I want to study how styles are set up, I can click the list button. I'm going to use that bay type and select copy to. It will update the bay in my drawing and now allow me to select other bays that I would like to add the disable symbol. I will click in the other items drawing where I would like to have that bay updated. Notice that as I click it, it updates instantly in my drawing file. Once I have my base in the drawing, I can close the dialog box, hit the escape key to deselect and save my drawing file. With my bay editing complete, I can move into to refining the shape of my parking island.